As the guys took turns introducing themselves, the arguing on the other side of the door eventually quieted, and before we'd finished, Jackson and Fallon slipped back inside. Fallon took the empty chair across the table, his expression serene as he listened to the team provide status updates on their assignments. Jackson leaned against the wall, arms crossed, the color still bright on his high cheekbones. He said not another word, but heat seemed to radiate from him, and the programmers closest to him squirmed in their seats. But to me, at least, there was no mistaking the hurt in his eyes. What the hell was going on between those two? They needed a couples therapist more than a consultant. "Now that everyone has met," Cooper said as he stood, "I'd like to review the project constraints. With Alicia joining the team, I'm confident you'll be able to complete development by November 15th, as originally planned." 2 months. I had 2 months to turn the project around and deliver shippable code. I could do it. I knew I could. Unless... "Alicia?" Cooper asked me. What had he asked me? Something about the date, I thought. "Absolutely, Mr. Fallon. We'll get it done." Jackson snorted. I narrowed my eyes at him. He wouldn't sabotage me, would he? It wouldn't be the first time someone had tried. I'd seen it all before. Deliberate slowdowns, bugs introduced accidentally, even calling in sick at a critical point on a project. All because a woman threatened their fragile egos. They'd closed ranks and man-spread around the table until there was no room for me. I couldn't let that happen here. If we succeeded, Cooper Fallon's recommendation would open doors for me in Austin, in Silicon Valley, wherever I wanted to work. I'd write my own ticket. If I failed, though, that'd be the end of Weber Technology Consulting. I'd head back into someone else's cubicle to churn out code, something I'd been trying to escape for the past 5 years. So, when Cooper Fallon shook my hand and said, "See you at 8 tomorrow morning?" I said, "Absolutely. Can't wait to get started." It's always good to start a new job lying your face off, right? As if he could see the guilty thought race across my forehead like a marquee, Cooper narrowed his eyes at me. "Until tomorrow, then." He turned to talk to Jackson, who stared at me with an unreadable expression. Gone was the tenderness he'd shown when he'd pressed that ridiculous bandage to my forehead. I stared right back. It didn't matter how nice he'd been, or how famous a programmer he was. No way was I going to let Jackson Jones ruin this make-or-break opportunity for me.